I out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's leviosa, not leviosa. Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. If you landed here, it means that you are a fan of the British accent and you'd like to speak it and you'd like to learn how to speak it step by step. So in this video, I am going to give you 4 steps that are easy and simple to speak the accent. Let's dive in. Step number 1, you have to get familiar with the different accents that are spoken in the UK. You know, as any other language, the British English has so many different accents. So, you know, even in Arabic, we have a lot of different accents, a lot of different dialects, and so is the British English. I am going to tell you about 3 types of accents, 3 main types. You have the RP, you have the modern RP, and you have the local accents. The RP stands for Received Pronunciation, and it is the one that is used in books, in academic English, and also by the royal family. The modern RP is, you know, a modern version of the Received Pronunciation. It's the one that I speak with, and also it's the one that most British people speak with. And it's the one that I will be focusing on in this video. Now the third one, which is the local accent, and it's the one that I just told you to get familiar with. You don't have to learn how to speak it, or you don't have to speak with it, but it's a good idea to just familiarize yourself with the different accents that are spoken in different cities in the UK. All right, as I mentioned earlier, I am going to be focusing on the modern RP because it's the one that is the most appealing for all the language learners. And this takes me to step number 2, which is notice your pronunciation. Now, of course, to master any accent, you're going to have to pay close attention to how you pronounce certain letters and certain words. Now, I'm going to divide the pronunciation into 2 parts. You've got the vowels and you've got the consonants. I'm going to start with the consonants, and they are any letter apart from the vowels. You know the vowels are A, I, E, U, and O. Those are the vowels. They have their own special pronunciation in the British accent, and some consonants as well have their own special pronunciation. I'm going to start with the most famous one, which is the T, because the T is pronounced in a different way than it is pronounced in the American accent. The T in the British accent is emphasized. You have to say it. You cannot hide it and you cannot change it. For example, when you've got the T at the beginning of the word, you have to say it very clearly. So for example, you'd say teach, teach. You say tiger, tiger. So you have the T. You have to produce the sound T. You have take, take. And also when it comes in the middle of the word. So for example, you'd say 8, 8, photo, photo, better, better. You notice this T sound? And when it's in the middle, this is what differentiates it from the American accent, the emphasis on it. Because in the American accent, they either make it into a D sound or an R sound, especially when it comes in the middle. And when it comes at the beginning, they don't emphasize it. They don't say take, they say take, take, you know? In the middle, how do Americans pronounce it? They say aid, for example, or aid, aid. You notice? It's not there. It's not very obvious. So this is the first thing about the T. There is another thing about it, which is pronouncing it as a glottal stop. Now, the glottal stop is not a necessary pronunciation. It's just used by different local people in the UK. In the modern RP, they just say it the way that I taught you to say it at the beginning. But some people change this T, especially when it comes in the middle, and they say it as and this is what we call a glottal stop. So it's So they say 8, for example, photo, better. And yeah, so you notice this sound that comes from here. If you're an Arabic speaker, you already are familiar with this sound because we have it a lot in our words. But in the British accent, some people pronounce the T's like that, and some people just pronounce it as an emphasized T. Now, the pronunciation of the beautiful consonant, the R. You know, the British people are famous for removing their R's completely from the words, but we have some rules for when we remove the R's and when we keep them, right? I noticed that some of my students try to mimic the accent and they end up removing all the R's from their words or removing some and keeping some, not really aware of what's going on or what should happen. So let me make it easy and simple for you. When do you keep the R in the word? You have to keep it when it comes at the beginning of the word and when it's followed by a vowel. If it comes in the middle and it's followed by a vowel, you have to keep it. For example, red, right, risky. You notice I didn't remove the R, I kept it. So I said red, it was there. Also, if it's in the middle and is followed by a vowel, I also keep it. For example, creative. Notice creative. Now, the difference between it and the American is that the Americans emphasize their R's. They don't hide it. They don't say it lightly. Like red, they don't say red. They say red, you know? But British, red, a light R. Creative in the British, creative. Now, when do we remove the R? We remove the R when it comes at the end of the word or in the middle of the word and it has a vowel before it, all right? Before the R, there's a vowel and not after it. When it has a vowel after, we say it. When it has a vowel before, we don't say it. So, some examples of some words that have the R at the end and they have a vowel before them are calm, her, for. And examples of words that have R in the middle and they have a vowel before them are bird, nurse. Okay, now my advice to you is take some time to practice on the R's and the T's and focus on them and make sure that you master them and then move to step number 3, which is okay, now we are with step number 3 and we are with our vowels. As I mentioned earlier, the vowels are I, O, A, E, and U. But in the British English, we have an extra vowel sound that just comes with speaking. And it's very famous in the British English. And it is the schwa. It's a sound, and we call it a schwa, but it's like a flipped E. You notice this sound in a lot of words in the British English. And they say it like the sound of So notice these words. You have doctor, teacher. You notice the sound from the vowel. You have got also banana, chicken. And you've got possible. So you notice this sound. In American English, let's say if it's a doctor, they're going to elongate it a bit more. So they say doctor, not doctor. And for example, teacher, they say teacher, a teacher, not teacher. Also, when it comes to possible, they don't say possible, they say possible. So notice the difference in here. So you need this schwa sound in your words. Also, another example of a vowel is the short O. So again, in British English, they make it short. They don't extend it, they don't elongate it like the American accent. Examples, you've got hot, got, stop, spot. So you see this? Very fast, short O. Got, hot. Americans tend to say hot. They don't say hot. Stop, not stop. Got, not got. And another very important vowel, which is the long A. Okay, here is another difference between British and American. British people like to say their words that have A's in them with an R sound. They don't say ah, they say ah. Look at these examples. You've got fast. They don't say fast, they say fast. Fast. They say class, not class. Class. They say task, not task. Task. Dance, not dance. Dance. So this is another vowel, another important vowel, and another important difference between British and American. And the last vowel in this step is the round O. You know, a very famous word, if anybody wants to imitate the British accent, is to say no. You will hear people saying no and emphasizing the O. Why? Because it's so British. So, whenever you have words with O's in them, and especially if they end with this O or it's in the middle, they say it as O. So notice the shape of my mouth, it's O. So for example, you have no, hello, O, and no, as in no with a K, not the no. Yes. Americans don't have this round O. They tend to say no, O, and hello. No, they don't even say hello. They say, I have no clue how they say it. Sorry for the American accent. But one very important tip that I want you to pay attention to is do not exaggerate with elongating the words. A lot of students fall into this mistake of elongating the word too much and rounding the O's too much that it gets very fake. So be careful with that. Try to have a balance. Don't emphasize it so much. Try to make it sound more natural. And this takes me to step number 4. Step number 4 is try to ace those pronunciation tips by listening to your favorite influencers and favorite actors, actresses. Try to shadow them because shadowing is the most important thing for practice. The more you shadow, the more you're going to get this accent naturally and not in a fake way. And I'm going to show you an example of shadowing next. Okay, so in this part, I am going to be speaking with Hermione and Ron in the very famous clip, which is Wingardium Leviosa.
Stop. You're going to take someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
So, let's have a look. Stop. You're going to take someone's eye out. Besides, you're saying it wrong. It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. You do it then if you're so clever. Go on. Wingardium Leviosa. I forgot to bring my wand. Okay, never mind, in the next video. Okay, you guys, now of course I didn't get this from the first time. I practiced so many times and you know, you will have to repeat after them and then you start to repeat with them. Okay, but this is what we call shadowing, is that you talk with the speaker, not after him or her, but with her or with him. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you are interested in unlocking more secrets of mastering the British accent, you can join my live workshop on unlocking those secrets. If you'd like to register, you're going to find the registration in the description down below, and see you in another video. Goodbye.